Hey there! Thank you for joining me. I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for You, and today we are going to be looking at how you and your children can overcome fear by facing it. If you have kids who are working on their self-esteem or self-confidence, that I have a free download for you. There's a link associated with this video. Please go ahead, click it, and download it and get started right away. Now, my friends, fear can really stifle us. It can prevent us from moving forward. And most of us, we get stuck on the feeling that we never actually move forward. Being in front of a camera has always gotten me really scared, because I've always feared of what people might say about me or people might think about me. And it took me years to get over that fear. Frankly, I prefer to be behind the camera. And so this prevented me from moving forward. Another thing that I was afraid of for a long time was water. I mean, I'm still afraid of it, but one of the things about after you give childbirth, it hurts a lot, and you need to be in a tub. And I was terrified because it made me feel claustrophobic. And if you have a phobia, you know what that's like, I'm sure. And in the moment, though, I had no choice but to step into that tub, and I'm telling you, I didn't feel the fear because I was in so much pain. And if you do have a fear, know that there is a way to help move you through that. So I've come up with a 5-step strategy, and it helped me with going through childbirth, or after, and through just being on camera right now too. One of the things that helped me was, the first step is to feel it. So I needed to know where in my body do I feel that fear. For me, it's in my throat and right behind my eyes, because even though I don't always cry, I want to sometimes, especially when I was going into that tub, because it was a phobia of mine. So those are the two places that I felt it. Where do you feel your fear? Where do your children feel their fear? And the reason we're looking at that is because most of us don't always think about it logically. I know it's kind of odd because it's a feeling, but what I want you to think about is when exactly does this feeling start and when does it end? Because fear, the feeling, the sensation, it doesn't stay with us forever. It goes away after a while. And a lot of us get swept up in it, and we want to move past it and not think about the fear. And so we never look at the end point. Look at when it ends. And when you figure out when it ends, you start to be able to understand that the fear is a message that you're being sent. And so when you are able to feel this fear, and you know where it is in your body, you will start to be able to breathe into it, calm yourself down, and listen to or uncover this message. So the first step, again, is to feel it. The second step is to assess it. And what I mean by assessing it is really pinpoint what is causing that fear. So for me, with water, I had a drowning experience, and I have been terrified of water ever since. Or I've had a bullying thing when I was younger, and it's gotten me a little bit shy of being in front of people. So what exactly is causing that fear? And then look at what would happen if you actually faced it. How would you feel? And if you didn't face it, how would you feel about yourself? Now, there are different types of fears, right? Could it be a limiting belief? In my case, both of mine were limiting beliefs. But could it be danger that's causing it? And so that's something we're going to talk about as well. But that's something you want to think about when you're assessing the situation. And then finally, look at what would help you feel comfortable to sleep at night? How would you feel, or what would make you proud of yourself, of who you are? Okay, so again, step 2 was to assess it. Step 3 is to decide it. So now I want you to think about, we talked about limiting beliefs. Is it a limiting belief? And if it is a limiting belief, you have two choices: either face it or walk away from it, let it go. And the second part is, if it is not and it's actual danger, then you're not facing it at this point. If you can get away from it, I'd say get away from it and think it through and get some help. Okay? So step 1 again was to feel it. Step 2 is to assess it, and step 3 is to decide what you want to do. Now step 4 I'd like you to do is face it. If this is not a dangerous situation, and if it is actually just a limiting belief, then face it. Because if you can get a support system, because that's important. It's not easy to face things by yourself always. So if you can get a support system, and then I have talked about limiting beliefs before and finding your focus, and I've got 2 free planners that you're welcome to use, and the link will be associated with this video. But if you can face it, I'd like you to take some steps. Just take one step toward it. You don't need to take a million steps. So for me with the water, I don't go to swimming pools. It is too much for me. But in the moment when I desperately needed to feel comfort, I sat in that tub, and it didn't matter that I was incredibly uncomfortable and I was feeling claustrophobic. I sat in it because my choice was feel claustrophobic or feel relief, and I was in agony, and so relief outweighed my claustrophobic feeling. So you need to figure out what's going to make you feel good and start to try and face it if you can. And then the 5th step is to understand. Understand that you are capable, you are enough, and you have the resources. And if you don't, find the resources. Figure out what you need to do to find those resources to help you make it through. Take charge of your life. That's what I want you to do. Take charge, make a decision, whether it's to face it or not, make a decision and stick with it. Okay? So now let's recap really quickly. The first step again is to feel it in your body, the emotion. Second is to assess it. So figure out if it's a limiting belief, if it's not. Third one is decide what is going on. 4th is to face it. If it's possible, face it. If it's dangerous, you're not facing it there. And the 5th one is to understand it. Know that you are worthy, know your worth. Okay? So those are my 5 steps. If you have any questions or concerns, or you are wanting support, I'm totally free. You're welcome to contact me anytime that you need help. Okay? And my hope is by listening to this, your ability to take care of yourself, to let your fear go down and your self-confidence rise. If you have kids and they want some extra support, please know that the Creative Child community is going to be starting up soon. Join the waitlist, and I hope to see you there. I'm so happy to have you join me, and I look forward to seeing you. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye.